Accepting people as they are is an act of compassion, but that doesn't mean allowing them to harm your peace. The key is to place people where they belong in your life. Some may need distance, while others need support. Remember, the strongest people aren't always those who appear tough on the outside. Often the ones silently battling struggles we know nothing about are the strongest. When you're faced with a hurting person, it's easy to get overwhelmed by emotions. But train your mind to be stronger than your feelings. Instead of passing judgment, choose to offer understanding. Focus not on fixing them, but on being a source of stability. One of the greatest gifts you can offer someone in pain is non-judgmental presence. It's not about having all the answers, but about making sure they feel heard and seen. Judge no one. Instead, improve yourself by becoming a better listener, a more compassionate friend. Pain, whether emotional or physical, teaches us valuable lessons. Sometimes, it's not about the mistake, but about what we learn from it. In the end, the person who is hurting isn't looking for you to erase their pain. They just want someone who will remember the lesson with them. Your best teacher might be your last mistake. It's okay to make them, but be sure to grow from them. Don't let your past control you. Instead, use it as fuel for a better future. In helping a hurting person, remind them that they can't reach for what's in front of them if they keep holding on to what's behind. In moments of pain, it's easy to be swayed by bad advice, especially from those who don't have to live with the consequences of that advice. Stand firm and guide with wisdom, not emotion.
Life,
after all, is like a coin. We can spend it any way we choose, but we only get to spend it once. When someone is hurting, their world might feel as if it's falling apart. Before something great happens, everything often seems to crumble. Let them know that this may be a test, not to show their weaknesses, but to reveal their hidden strength. Remind them that sometimes, the darkest times are simply leading to the brightest moments. Take life day by day. Tell them to focus on the little things they can be grateful for, and let go of what they can't control. Often, happiness lies in enjoying the small things in life. This is not about fixing everything at once, it's about creating space for healing, one day at a time. Anxiety, stress, and depression often come from trying to meet others' expectations. Help them understand that they are allowed to heal for themselves, not for anyone else. Sometimes we don't realize the value of something, time, people, or health, until it's gone. If they focus on changing themselves and healing within, they'll find peace. Knowledge is power, but only when applied. Give them the tools, but let them be the ones to use them. Action breeds confidence and courage. Encourage them to take one small step today and another tomorrow. Bad habits, such as self-doubt or negativity, are like a comfortable bed, easy to get into, hard to get out of. Help them rise from that comfort and reach for something better. Never minimize their pain, but also remind them that healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls their life. Tell them they can be loyal to their healing process without betraying themselves by staying stuck in pain. As some people are put in our lives not to help us grow, but to show us what happens if we don't. Remind them that growth sometimes means walking away from those who hurt us. The perfect response to someone who has caused pain is often silence, followed by walking away without a single explanation. Let them wonder why you disappeared. That in itself is healing. Life is about growing and getting better. If they're in a place or with people who don't support their healing or happiness, it's okay to move on. It's okay to find a new place where they can grow. Help them face their fears, because if they don't, those fears will eventually defeat them. Their future needs them more than their past does. Remind them of that. Life is a one-time offer, help them use it well. The will to heal is just as important as the will to move forward. The struggle they are in today is developing the strength they need for tomorrow. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for someone is to remind them of their strength. They may not see it now, but one day they'll appreciate the pain for the person it helped them become. Healing is not linear. and it's okay to have setbacks. They might lose people along the way, but that's part of the process. Some will only learn to appreciate them by losing them. Encourage them to live their truth, because in the end, the best revenge is living a life that gets better without those who hurt them. To remind them that life is about growth and transformation, not about staying stuck in old wounds. Sometimes healing comes from letting go, not holding on. The journey to healing isn't always smooth, and setbacks are inevitable, but each step forward brings them closer to a version of themselves they'll one day be proud of. Encourage them to find the strength within to move forward, even when it feels impossible. Let them know that their future is worth fighting for, even when the past seems to hold them back. As they heal, they will discover parts of themselves they didn't even know existed: strength, resilience, and a capacity for joy even in the midst of pain. In life, we don't get to control everything, but we do get to choose how we respond to what happens. Teach them that, even when life feels overwhelming, they have the power to decide how to face it. They are not powerless in their pain, they are stronger than they realize. And their journey is just beginning. As you walk beside them, remember you don't need to have all the answers. Sometimes, just being there is enough. Healing isn't about fixing someone's pain, but about creating space for them to feel it and find their own way through it. In those moments, your presence alone is the greatest gift you can offer. Encourage them to release the need to be perfect or to have it all figured out. Life is messy, healing is messy, and that's okay. What matters is that they keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Remind them to be patient with themselves. Healing takes time, and they deserve that time. Teach them the power of forgiveness, not for those who have hurt them, but for themselves. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened, but about freeing themselves from the weight of anger, resentment, and pain. It's about reclaiming their peace and moving forward without carrying the past as a burden. Life is too precious to be spent in pain, too short to let others dictate their worth. Remind them that they are worthy of love, healing, and happiness regardless of what they've been through. They are capable of rising from the ashes of their past and creating a future filled with hope and possibility. In the end, the best way to respond to a hurting person is to offer them the space to heal, the strength to carry on, and the belief that they are not defined by their pain, but by how they choose to rise from it. Let them know that no matter what they are going through, they are never alone. You are there, offering your presence, your compassion, and your unwavering belief in their ability to heal. And that, sometimes, is all they need. There will be days when they feel overwhelmed, like the weight of the world is pressing down on them. On those days, remind them that it's okay to rest, but not to give up. Healing doesn't mean never feeling hurt again, it means learning to live fully, even with the scars. Sometimes the hardest part is learning to be kind to themselves. Self-compassion is often the last thing people give themselves, especially when they're hurting. But they need to understand that they are deserving of their own kindness, their own patience. They are allowed to stumble, to fall, and to get back up again without judgment. The best way to respond to a hurting person is to offer them your compassion and strength, without taking on their burden as your own. They have to carry that, but you can walk beside them. Like, comment, and subscribe for more from the wisdom of psychology.